Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm your tarot reader Stephanie, and today we have your July 2025 predictions. We're going to see what the month of July has in store for you. We have 4 piles here for you today. So the 4 piles we have, pile 1, we have this Amazonite buffalo or bison. Pile 2, we have this moon-shaped agate. Pile 3, we have a lovely chunk of rose quartz. And pile 4, we have this heart-shaped selenite. So take a few deep breaths and let's see what the month of July has in store for you. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the Amazonite buffalo, then we have your reading here for you about the month of July 2025 to see what is going to be happening for you and to you. I don't know if this buffalo has always had these little holes in it. I've had this for years, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's starting to break down. But anyway, maybe some of you could notice some holes in certain stories, or maybe something here. Noticing that something has been noticing the flaws in certain situations. But we're going to go ahead and look at your oracles to get the overall gist of the month of July, and then we're going to go into the tarot to see more specifically your general love, relationship, and career. So you got the 9 of Wands. I'm just noticing, I don't think many tarot decks have this, but this cat is cleaning. So maybe some of you could be doing some summertime cleaning or July cleaning, regardless of what season it is where you live. But the 9 of Wands it's standing up for yourself, but it could also be a defensiveness. This is it's making me think of like when you live with your parents, and when you get home, when your mom gets home and she gets annoyed or mad that, you know, the chores haven't been done, that the housework hasn't been done, so you quickly do the chores. So there's something here about quickly either fixing something or cleaning something. We have Rewild, number 29. Let your soul's garden grow wild, settling yourself free and allowing mysteries to surprise you. We also have You Are Epic, number 4. I know July 4th, Venus moves into Gemini, so that could be a great confidence boost for a lot of you. We have number 20, Lacking, especially if you've been feeling lacking lately. We have Balance. Lots of green here, and green can be associated with the heart chakra space. And then you got 3 of these cards. We have Give, we have Blockage, and Desire. Interesting. So for some of you, you could be overcoming some sort of receiving blockages, or because it's like giving and desire. When you desire something, you want somebody to give you something, or there could be you wanting to give something to somebody who desires it. But I feel like there's some sort of blockage here when it comes to receiving or giving, or even in expressing what it is that you want. Because I'm seeing 2 energies here. One where you're tied up with like the everyday mundane things that you have to do, which is work, chores, etc. All the everyday things that you need to get done. And then there's a part of you that wants to be set free, that wants to have fun. I see you balancing those 2 things out. So you could spend a good amount of time both working and focusing on, if you have for example, a business that you work from home. Balancing work and play, essentially. I feel like for a lot of you, you could even be getting, I don't know if this is a thing, but is summer fever a thing where you just yearn for summer and you want to go out and do stuff, whether that's go have fun, go on vacation, just do things outside in the sun like you normally would. So I feel like some of you are really wanting to be in this more epic state of mind, like you're almost begging to be set free. But the other part of you is like, no, I have to do chores, I'm hearing homework for some of you. I don't know if some of you are stuck with summer classes or summer school. For those of you who are, this reading is meant to be for everybody over 18, but if you're in college, or if you decide to take up some sort of area of study during the summer, maybe you're regretting it because, again, summer fever is here, and some of you just want to be outside, have fun. It's like you're yearning for fun. You're yearning for something that is going to be pleasurable here. So that's what I'm getting for a lot of you. It's almost like you're fighting yourself. But I do see you finding a good balance this month, or overcoming some sort of blockage when it comes to giving and receiving, so that you can actually receive the fun that you have been longing for. But you know what's up? I keep trying to put these cards in a certain order that makes sense, but maybe it's just there could be a scheduling conflict, or like a conflict of timing here for a lot of you. So you may just have to deal with that in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, because I'm thinking, for example, you can only find appointments for certain things like first thing at the crack of dawn, but then you don't have anything to do until much later. So something about scheduling conflicts, but also the conflict of like wanting to have fun versus doing the things that you want to do. Again, this is like being stuck in the office, or being stuck at home or at work or school, when all you want to do is go outside and have fun. So that's what I'm getting for some of you. Let's see what the tarot has to say for my pile. For pile 1. So we're going to start with the general tarot. That's going to be the top row. Middle row is going to be love and relationships or friendships, social life in general. And then the bottom row is going to be work, career, or school, classes for some of you if you don't have work. We have, again, with the 9 of Wands. You're in such defensive energy this month. We have 5 of Swords. We have the World. Some of you are, like, I'll be honest, some of you are in a very pessimistic mood at the beginning of this month. Hopefully it doesn't last the whole month, but I am seeing, like, a pessimism here. King of Cups, Ace of Cups. And what I think is actually happening, I don't think that you need to go out and have a big old vacation or a summer fling or whatever it is. I feel like you're seeking excitement, but what you really need is to pay attention to your feelings and why you're feeling that way. What are you actually seeking that could actually be tended to on an emotional level? Because I feel like some of you are neglecting your feelings about a certain situation. Again, going with the example of being stuck in the office when you want to go out and have fun. Are you even being mentally or emotionally stimulated by what you do for work? Are you being mentally or emotionally, spiritually stimulated by the things that you're being asked to do? Same thing with, chores versus having fun. And don't get me wrong, chores aren't meant to be fun 100% of the time. There are sometimes things that we have to do that we may battle with. For example, cleaning toilets isn't fun, but it gives you a clean toilet, so you have somewhere nice and clean and hygienic to sit on. That's what I'm getting. Like, some of you, I feel like you actually have to look at within to see why you're feeling a certain way. So it's not going to cure 100% of your ennui, but it's definitely going to address the situation, because a lot of you've been almost in a rut, like either an emotional rut or an internal rut of like, doesn't matter what I do, it's all gonna end up, XYZ. It's very pessimistic, I'm not gonna lie. I love you so much, pile 1, but I feel like you have to address what's going on internally. After all, we do start off the month in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is all about the emotions. It's the most emotional sign out of all of them, with the exception of maybe Pisces. Back of the deck, we have the 3 of Pentacles. So I do see people coming to help you. I do see you cooperating with people, so that's a good thing. I feel like you will be getting along with others, because for a lot of you, you already know what it takes to have fun. What's interesting is, like, you might have a conversation with people, and in having this conversation with these people, you're going to notice and address the things that are actually going on internally. I don't think you're very close to these people. This could literally be, like, for example, coworkers, neighbors, people that there's a degree of separation from. So these aren't going to be people. These are not going to be people close to you. And sometimes, I know that sounds odd, because I remember when I first started going to therapy, people would ask, well, why do you want to talk to a stranger about what's going on emotionally with you? It's like, because they're not biased. It's a third person perspective. They're looking in to see things objectively, or more objectively than the people around me. It's that kind of perspective that you're getting. You're getting somebody else's point of view, and they're telling you what's going on. And it's going to be very helpful, because I feel like maybe some of you have been stuck in an environment or around people who all either think the same way as you, or just have a very limited view of how things are meant to be. So a third party point of view is going to help you out here, pile 1. So let's go ahead and get relationships, romantic or platonic. What's happening for you in terms of romance or your social life? And I say social life because I'll be honest, I've been doing a lot of romantic readings lately, and I feel like just romance isn't it lately. I'm not saying romance is dead, but pretty close to it. So pile 1, we have the 2 of Cups reversed. Speaking of romance is dead, this isn't exactly that you have a falling out with anybody. I just feel like you're not going to have time for your people or for one-on-one time. So people could be asking you out, they could be messaging you, but you may just not have the time, energy, or the will. You have the Hierophant. Yeah, you're being very, very responsible this month, pile 1. I don't know what's up, but it's like you're focusing on work, your chores, maybe your health. I feel like you're just denying yourself a lot of fun here. We have the Magician reversed. We have the Ace of Wands. But I keep seeing people wanting to like have fun with you. It's kind of like what I'm seeing and hearing is like your friends are like, well, if you're not going to come hang out with us, we're going to go hang out with you. Because I feel like they might be concerned, or they could understand that you're going through something. If it's not your friends, it could be like new people who, I'll be honest, I feel like they mean well, but they overstep their boundaries sometimes. I don't know how you'll take that though. Maybe you've been needing somebody to come knock at your door and be like, please open up. We're going to talk to you because you need this. That's what I'm seeing. Like some of you might have friends that are very insistent on you two hanging out. Back of the deck, we have the 9 of Cups. I do see this working out for you though. I feel like some of you have been so stubbornly caught up in whatever your responsibilities are that when it comes to your friends, or I doubt this is romance, but maybe it could be romance. Maybe you have like a very assertive and type A extroverted kind of partner or love interest right now. If not, it's definitely your friends. It's like, yeah, they want to get you out of this funk that they noticed that you've been in, because it could be the 3 of Pentacles people as well. Somebody with a degree of separation. So if they're not close friends, they could easily become close friends because of how concerned they are for you. That they want to make sure that you're okay. It's almost like they see your degree of responsibility as concerning. It's like you can't be that serious, or you can't be so caught up in, you know, whatever your career is, especially when I feel like for a lot of you, it's either like the off season, or maybe you decided to take on extra work. It's like people here are wondering what's up with you, so they're going to go check up on you, essentially. Conversely, for those of you who have been missing out on work, or like some sort of, like if you do team sports or a team thing, I feel like people are going to be concerned and they're going to be like, hey, we're going to come to check up on you. I feel like people are going to be going out of their way to kind of knock on the window of your soul, your house. It's like people are making sure that you're okay, because I just see concern here. And maybe there's no reason for them to be concerned. Maybe there's no need for alarm. But the way you're coming off to people, they're wondering what's up with you. Maybe they've even heard that you've separated from somebody. Again, whether that's a friend or a romantic interest. So I see people standing up for you and coming to check up on you. Or, you know, being curious enough to see where you are. So let's go ahead and get career and finance for my pile 1. Lots of pink in this layout. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have this is the 6 of Pentacles. I'll be honest, work situation isn't great. This could also be finances. Maybe you get some 4 of Swords. If you have the option to wait, then wait, is what I'm hearing. Regardless of what the situation is. Hold off until you can. If you can, wait as long as you can. Wait as long as you can for something is what I'm hearing. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay something when it's due. It's more like wait until the latest possible time before you can pay something off. And that's not going to be exactly like your due date. That's going to be like the 2nd or 3rd date before it's due. because I'm seeing for a lot of you, either in the workplace, again, if people give you time to make a decision, make sure you wait. I don't know why this is. I feel like either a better option is coming through or more resources are going to come through. And the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a pinch. So wait before you make a decision. Let's get one more card. And Five of Wands. Things are not in your favor at work, I'll be honest. This feels more like work than money. Back of the deck, yeah, King of Swords. I feel like you're going to have to really strategize when it comes to mostly work, but maybe also your finances in the month of July. Because I see, like, it's not a lack of anything. It's more like the timing is off. Like, the time you're getting paid versus the time that things are due, like your bills are due, is just off. And you could pay it at that. Again, I don't take this if it doesn't resonate. But there's something about resources and timing being off. Like, you could get what you need, but it might be either a little too late or a little too early, or you need to ration something for the rest of the month or for the rest of the week. So there is a need for strategy here. Also, when in doubt, ask for advice or ask somebody who has an outside perspective. I don't know what's going on in the month of July for you, Pile 1. I just feel like your mind or your feelings or your mentality is all over the place. And you may not be seeing things very, very clearly or as objectively. Your emotions could be coloring your perspective a little bit here, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. We all go through moments where we see things more through our emotions than our mind. But when it comes to the work situation, just wait. I feel like things will get better next month, or reinforcements are coming, but it might be too little too late, or it could be... I just see a slowing down of something in the workplace. Also, bad timing. The Wheel of Fortune reversed here is bad timing. Not bad luck per se, just bad timing. So yeah, just wait. If you need to have a conversation with your boss, wait. Wait until things are revealed. Because I feel like for some of you, you could be having to deal with a no-win situation, but given two options within a no-win situation, one is going to look better than the other, if that makes sense. So I hope that gives you some sort of heads up in what's happening for you in the workplace. This does feel more like workplace than finances. And if it is finances, like I said, oh, what's underneath the Father of Swords, Knight of Wands? Somebody's messing up, because that's a Six of Wands reversed. Somebody's messing up, and that's going to change the trajectory of everything. Again, the Two of Cups reversed. I wonder if there's going to be a falling out of like two key important people in the workplace, and that's going to affect everybody. Maybe there is like a romantic interest, and that like when two people start dating in the workplace and they happen to be in positions that would otherwise, you know, be a conflict of interest, I feel like somebody could end up moving on and somebody can stay. There's going to be a shakeup in the workplace, and that's part of the reason why things are just a little bit unsettled. Maybe it has to do with like your direct boss, and that's why you have to wait. They're going to be in a weird state of mind. Maybe they're the emotional ones. For some of you, this could be you. Maybe you end up dating somebody that, again, like it could be a conflict of interest within the workplace. But there's going to be a conflict of interest in the workplace between two people. If they're not like romantic, then they're definitely friends, or maybe even family. Like, you know how two people, like one person can't be the boss of somebody else. It's something like that. But take that as it resonates. Let's go ahead and get your closing advice, pile 1. I'll be honest, I feel like July is going to be a bit complicated for some of you, just because it's like your feelings and your mindset and then your body are asking you to be in two different places at once. So, pile 1. I do not expect perfection from others, so I will not expect it from myself. Yeah, some of you are being very hard on yourselves, or you could be overworking to compensate or overcompensate for feelings of lack. For some of you, there could be like a childhood wound that you're needing to address. Again, when you address something emotionally, everything else will fit into place. And I don't need to impress anyone. You're definitely not going to be in the mood to impress anybody this month. I am getting that. That's very strong Cancerian energy. That may change toward the end of the month when we head into Leo, but even then, it's you being very unapologetically yourself. And I don't need to have a positive attitude all the time. I'll be honest, Pile 1, you might find yourself being extra moody this month. And no hate to Cancers when I'm saying this. I just feel like Cancerians are they're very honest about how they feel, and they don't feel the need to conceal that, or they don't feel the need to hide how they're feeling. Or if they do, I rarely see a Cancer hold back their emotions. But this is where I leave it, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 2. If you chose the agate that is shaped like a moon, then we have your reading here for you for the month of July 2025. We're going to see what the month has in store for you. We're going to start with the oracles to get the overall gist and themes, and then we're going to go into the tarot and see your general love, relationship, and finance/career. So we're going to start with the card you chose. We have the 7 of Wands. What are you fighting for? This cat cracks me up. I'm getting Let's Get Down to Business. This song from Mulan, Be a Man. So maybe some of you are getting down to business this month. We have choice. We have ambush fear with your ferocious dream. We have balance, which I want to say came out in a previous pile as well. We have fruit wine, number 10. This is a celebratory invitation to the possibilities gifted when you reach beyond yourself. And aligned. Okay, you're not messing around this month, pile 2. I feel like you have goals and ambitions. I feel like I'm hearing deadlines, and I feel like it's not anybody else's deadline but yourself. But even if it is somebody else's deadline, there is something about you that wants to overachieve and reach for new heights. I feel like you're going after something this month, and I don't know if there's like a time limit. I don't know if it's just like the only month out of the year that you have to be able to accomplish or reach this. But I see you setting goals for yourself. I see you going after something you want. You're literally getting down to business, making the choice that you need to make, because for whatever reason, you're in alignment right now to achieve your purpose. It's almost like either, whether you're conscious of this, whether you're aware of this or not, I feel like the stars could be aligning for something to be within your hands. Lots of ambition in this pile. I actually kind of love it. The fruit wine card, number 10, the 10th of the month could be important, but this is a celebratory invitation to the possibilities gifted when you reach beyond yourself. I feel like you know that if you reach for something, if you go after something, you're going to be wonderfully rewarded. For example, there are people out there that when you set certain goals, certain limitations, when you give them something to aim for, they'll aim for it or even higher. I feel like for this pile, you're definitely within that group of people that you have ambition. If somebody sets a reward, you try and go after it, which honestly I kind of love, because it's a breath of fresh air. I feel like this is going to be especially true once we hit Leo season towards the middle of the month or later in the month. But I see a lot of you wanting to accomplish something, and what that is, it will require a choice. So you could be delegating your time, you could be is that the right way to say it? Delegating you're gonna let other people take care of certain things while you focus on the big picture. So for those of you who work in teams, you're going after the main course. I feel like my examples are, sorry, I'm trying to say what's coming to my mind, but you're going after the big rewards, you're going after the big dog, you're going after the big things and letting everybody else take care of the smaller things. So some of you, especially if you work in an environment where you have a team, you let people take care of what they need to take care of, and you're handling the bigger situations, because there's going to be a sense of satisfaction with having handled it or having achieved, won something here. So I love this energy for you. I really do. So let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion. Specifically, the 7th through the 10th of this month could be important for you. And I want to say that's when the full moon comes along, which the full moon being under Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So a full moon in Cancer is always very It's kind of strong. It's rather pivotal. And I feel like for this pile, your emotions could drive your ambition. So you could have the moon in Capricorn, the moon in Leo. What's another competitive sign? The moon in Aries. Yeah, I just see you achieving new heights or going after the things that you want. And it's going to be great for you. So let's go ahead and get your general reading. For some of you, you could be looking for a new job, or you could have started a job, or I keep getting career, but it doesn't have to be career. It could be tied to your career though. I just see you setting new goals for yourself and wanting to impress people. This part of you that is ambitious is wanting to not just impress other people, because you will do that. I feel like you're driven by the need to impress and outdo yourself. You do this for yourself, and because you do that, everybody else stares in awe, because you don't need anybody telling you what to do or what to achieve. You set these challenges for yourself. I feel like this is my pile of people who enjoy and like to set challenges for yourself. You know, when you go to the gym, you're not pushed by what you look like. You're pushed by doing better than you did last time. The only person you're competing with here is yourself, because I'm not seeing this being ego driven. This is being driven by your inner need to achieve better heights. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you're not satisfied with the results that you're getting. You're not satisfied with what you've been doing right now. And you even feel like you've been falling behind a little bit. Oddly enough, the Chariot is Cancer. So I feel like Cancer season for you in general might be when you notice your shortcomings more than most people. This could be cyclical for you. So whenever the moon gets in Capricorn, it's like you're getting your butt into gear. We have the King of Wands. Yeah, this is that spicy, fiery energy. And by spicy, I mean like you need to, what's the phrase, up the ante? I feel like you just need to keep achieving new things. You could set a goal or a challenge for yourself, and you're only doing this for yourself. Like, I can't express that enough, because people may even be wondering, well, why are you doing this? And you're like, for me. Some of you could have fire in your chart, or it could be like taking over for you this month. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, I'm getting that very strongly. And if you are a Leo, happy birthday. I feel like you're feeling the sun. You know, that's kind of funny because the sun does rule Leo. So I feel like this entire month, it's all about this feeling of lack that you want to get rid of. And I don't feel like you're lacking for anything, pile 2. If anything, it's almost like, and I mean, I hate saying this because I don't want to call you out or anything, but I feel like this feeling of lack is literally within yourself. And I don't want to say it's unhealthy, but if it ever gets to the point where you're like overstressing yourself or overexerting yourself, then I feel like you might need to take a step back. But at the same time, I have a hard time believing that anybody could convince you that you aren't enough, because this is internal. And King of Swords. Interesting. I've never seen a little dog in the King of Swords energy, but that makes sense because dogs are very social creatures. In fact, think of how a dog barks. I know some people get annoyed when the dog starts barking and they want them to be quiet, but that's the only way a dog has, or one of the few more vocal ways that a dog has to communicate with us. It's like when someone's at the door, they're going to bark and let you know, hey, someone's at the door. When somebody's trying to say something, when something's in danger, they're going to bark and say, hey, something's going on. I feel like you may have a friend or somebody close to you, maybe a colleague or a peer, who may want to talk to you about certain things. And I don't think they're trying to discourage you from doing the things that you do. I feel like they just literally want to gain your perspective, because I see people very curious about why you do the things you do. Maybe you like to run marathons. That's what I'm getting. You know, like, I've always questioned why people run marathons, but until I got older and realized it's just physical activity and it's fun to do it. But when I was, you know, a little childish couch potato who just wanted to stay at home all day and play video games, I questioned it a lot. But as I gotten older, I understand. So I feel like somebody here could be asking for your perspective, and that in turn is actually going to nourish your own way of viewing the things that you do. And how you take that will be up to you. I don't think it's positive or negative. I think it's just setting things in perspective. Page of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. I think some of you are going to impress somebody who loves your grit and determination. Because this Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's like willing to sponsor you. because I saw this card, the Page of Pentacles, and then the Queen with all her jewels and coins here. It's almost like she granted this to this Page of Pentacles person. You could get a sponsor. You could get somebody who's willing to fund your whatever you're doing here, pile 2. And that's going to change the trajectory of how you do things. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because it's going to catch the attention of people who are willing to either fund this, support this, give you the exposure that you need. Yeah, look how this card just fell off. I do have the fan on, so maybe that's what blew it away. But I feel like this Queen of Pentacles, she's going to be very interested. This person could be an earth sign or have earth strongly in their chart. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, specifically more Capricorn and Taurus. I am getting that. But this person may want to sponsor you or give you the exposure that you need to gain fundings. I feel like this person is really going to help you out with your endeavors, whatever's going on here. With that said, let's get into love and relationships. Since this person does feel, I feel like this person is new, or even if they're not new, this is somebody who would, this is somebody who would know what they're looking at. Like, this person is good at sifting out what's great for you and what's not, or sorry, what's great for business or what's great for them and what's not. Okay, we have the Two of Cups reversed. I said it in pile 1 and I'm going to say it again. I feel like love and relationships are just, romance is a little bit dead this year. Or maybe it's just my viewership. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you're not really investing in romance right now. Your friendships maybe. But when it comes to romance, you're just kind of, it's not there. Queen of Cups. Some of you could have somebody on your mind, somebody from your past. Or for some of you, you could be thinking about your mother a lot. You could be going through mother wounds, healing mother wounds. We have the Nine of Wands. And back of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles. Overall, I see that if you are focusing on romance, it's like an afterthought or a second thought. I feel like you feel that it would get in the way of you trying to achieve your goals, or that it would put you off balance. So you're not really focusing on that right now. I do get that from people who, you know, either they need to build up, I'm hearing somebody here needs to build up their credit score. That could be you, that could be somebody else. So maybe you're literally focusing on your finances, or you're focusing on your health, because right now you're not in a space to be open up to romance. And I'm seeing romance specifically. When it comes to your friendships, when it comes to your social life, I feel like you're not going to have time for them either. But you will have a few people who check up on you, who check in on you, just to make sure that you're doing okay. Because, again, this is very similar to pile 1, where when it comes to friends, when it comes to romance, nobody has time for anybody, but people are still checking in to make sure that everybody's okay. And I'm not sure why that is. I feel like there could be a degree of separation, or maybe some of you have just decided to focus on something and people are aware of this. Because you're not really putting in the effort, or you don't have the time to put in the effort for romance. So even if you typically date around a lot, or even if you do have somebody in your life, you're not going to be putting effort or energy or time into your romantic situation. If you're already committed, because I feel like this would be my pile of people who have either you're married or have like a committed partnership. They know that you're busy with something. So yes, they're going to check up on you, make sure you're doing great. They're going to you're gonna do the daily or weekly, or you know, the scheduled romantic things that you do with your partner, but you're not gonna put more effort than that into it. Not because there's anything going on, it's just you're focusing on your goals right now, and vice versa. Your partner could be doing the same. So that's what I have for you in terms of love and romance here, pile 2. Unlike the first pile, which they felt a little bit more single, this one, because you're so ambitious, if you wanted a partner, you probably either already have them or you could get one. That's the biggest difference that I get here. So pile 2. Work and finance. We have the Eight of Swords. Blissfully unaware is what I'm hearing. If there's any problems at the workplace, you're blissfully unaware, or it's not impacting you. Thank God. We have the Ten of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. Yeah, there's like gossip or some sort of... There's something silly going on at work. And it's affecting everybody but you. Or even if it does affect you, it's not going to affect you as bad as everybody. However, you are going to notice certain secrets come to the forefront. I don't know if anybody's been doing anything shady. Maybe people are talking about people doing shady things, but it's not affecting you. Back of the deck, the Star. However, it may prolong either certain goals, like if you wanted to get a promotion or get a raise. I feel like it's going to take some time before that happens because of things that are happening within your workplace. However, it's not directly affecting you aside from that. If you wanted to apply for something, a new position, or if you wanted to look for something, it's not going to affect you. However, if you currently don't have a job and you're looking for a job, or if you're looking for a new job, it's not going to be the month for it because there's like internal things going on within certain companies or certain places that you're applying to. Again, it's not affecting you. You may hear about it from that one person who likes to gossip, but it's not going to be the month for you to find new positions, new jobs, etc. But if you're already within a workplace and you're solid and you're good, you know, I don't think it's going to affect you except when it comes to, like I said, promotions or significant raises. But other than that, you're good. I feel like you might be a little bit entertained by the drama going on at work because I don't know whose drama this is. It's not yours, and definitely don't talk about it if you have nothing to do with it. Even if you do, don't say anything. But you will hear a lot about it. Like, you're not going to be involved in this, but you will hear about it. And you're just going to go about doing your own thing. The positive thing about that is because everybody else is going to be focused on whatever this drama is. If you do mess up at work, people aren't going to notice it, or they won't notice it as much, or the consequences won't be as bad. That's not to say that you can slack off. I doubt you would do that anyway, Pile 2, just because of the energy I'm getting from you. But it's going to be entertaining. And underneath the Star, Two of Cups. Is everybody and their mother breaking up this this month? Because I keep getting a Two of Cups reverse. Like I said, it's not the time for romance. It's not the time for love. It may not even be the time for friendship, honestly, for some of you. Maybe certain friends are falling apart as well. But yeah, this is what I have for you for the month of July. Focus on you and you'll be great. Focus on your goals and achievements and you'll do amazing. But if you try and focus on everybody else's BS, I don't think it's going to go great for you. In fact, I don't think you want to get caught up in that. Pile 2. Let's go ahead and get your closing advice for the month of July. We have... My body works so hard for me. Yeah, some of you could be paying attention to your body. If the goals you have are for your body, I feel like it's going to really pay off. So maybe you want to start doing new things at the gym, or you want to... I'm hearing triathlon, whatever that is. It's like I keep seeing marathons for some of you. Maybe you're entering those. I will let go of self-limiting beliefs. Yeah, I feel like you do this anyway. Like anywhere where you have any self-doubt, self-limiting, or even where people want to feed limiting beliefs within you, you're going to release that. I am as worthy of my dreams as everybody else. Yeah, you're going after your dreams for sure this month, Pile 2, and all the more power to you. I wish you nothing but love and success in this area. But this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 3. If you chose the rose quartz, then we have a reading here for you for the month of July 2025. We're going to see what themes we are going to be dealing with in this month, and then we're going to go into the tarot where we're going to do the general love relationship and career romance. So, sorry, career finance. Not career and romance, Pile 3. Okay, so let's start with the card you chose. You got the Three of Wands. We're talking about choices. We're talking about waiting for a journey to begin. Some of you, you've been waiting for this for some time. And some of you, you're still... This is giving me like being at the terminals or at the gates at the airports. You're waiting for something, and maybe you've been waiting for far too long. Let's go ahead and get your oracles, which have been pre-selected. We have fear. We have rejection, not the fear of rejection. We have fear again. My goodness, Pile 3. simplify, and tears. So one way you can avoid a lot of the negativity that you may think may be coming in July is through simplifying everything. This would be like taking your emotions out of the equation, which maybe is a lot to ask during Cancer season. This could also be not taking things personally. I feel like right now you're either in an era or a state where you feel like things aren't going to work out, but I feel like you're just letting your negative thoughts get the best of you. We also have raw intention, number 22. Lots of orange here. So sacral chakra energy, and a little bit of root chakra energy, which is where we gain our safety, is staying rooted into our body, into the earth. We also have reasoned, number 33. Mirroring numbers are coming through. So 22 and 33, they're both master numbers. And heirloom tomatoes. Enter into the depths of intimacy where the seeds of your desires will be nourished. So, two things. I feel like you're going to have a lot of people come to help you out when they see that you're going through something, whether it's rejection or fear. That the beautiful thing about fear is that it's usually a feeling that things aren't going to work out or that things are going wrong, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going wrong. It's just a feeling. And I feel like you're going to get an outside perspective, or people are going to come through and help you out with something here, or even give you their point of view and notice that it's like they're shedding a light on your fears, if you will. Because it's coming through twice, I feel like it's just been compounded within you, like this fear. Either people have been feeding it to you, or this is like doom scrolling for some of you. Maybe you've been doom scrolling a bit too much when it comes to certain things that are going to make you fearful of a situation. If I can take the example again, because I brought up airports. I was just in an airport not too long ago. It's like you're sitting there waiting for the plane to arrive and you're getting caught up on news of where you're going to, but all you're being fed is the negative news, because news sources, news outlets, they like to focus on negative things because it gets more viewers, because it's more sensational while still providing, facts or what they deem to be facts. So there's something here about you focusing far too much on the negative that you're not even seeing where things are nowhere near as bad as they seem to be. And sometimes looking for red flags or looking for the potential dangers, that is the defense mechanism that we have within ourselves to protect ourselves. However, I feel like what this rejection card is really trying to tell you is to reject your fears and understand that things will be going a lot better than you recognize, especially with raw intention. When you move with intention, fear doesn't touch you. When you move and walk with purpose, fear cannot get to you, or it's less likely to get to you. With reasoned and heirloom tomatoes especially, I feel like you could be talking to people who speak some reason into you, or talking to people who make you feel safe. I'm specifically getting, like, either through text message or through the phone. I feel like you're going to be very well connected at the heart with certain people. This could be friends, family, or a lover if you have one. But I'm seeing wonderful things here. I just feel like, think of the rose. The roses are very beautiful, but if you touch their stems, they have thorns on them. So as long as you use the proper protection or the proper precautions to pick the rose, I feel like things will be just fine here. And again, simplifying things is going to help you out in the long run. And what it is that you're concerned about, I guess, will vary depending on who you are here, pile 3. But I feel like I'm not going to say you have nothing to worry about, because like I said, everybody's situation is different. But I feel like if you let your fears get the best of you, how can you see things clearly? That's what they mean by simplify, having raw intention, and bringing reason into this situation. The 16th through the 22nd of this month could be important. There is no 33rd of this month, but if you are a Lifepath number 33, a master number 33 like myself, that could be important. That's a healer number. Same thing with 22. That's another master number. Or maybe some of you are turning 22 or 33. But let's go ahead and move on to the tarot, because I want to see more specifically what is going on with and for you this month. So we're going to start with the general tarot. For my pile 3, We have the King of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. I feel like two people are coming together who vibe very similarly, but the only difference between them is either their levels of experience or even maybe an age gap or something. So this could be you and a friend, or you and somebody else. Like, you vibe so similarly. There's just a difference in either experience, age, or the milestones that you have in life. But I feel like you get together and you're gonna have a lot of fun. This could be through travel. This could be through somewhere that you're going. I feel like a lot of you could be traveling this month, or you could be meeting up somewhere. We have the World and the Knight of Pentacles. This is wonderful. So you're hanging out with people that are like, essentially, they're on your level. This could be that person who's trying to talk some reason into you, or trying to like make you feel better, make you feel safe. For some of you, this feels like a friend, or it starts out as a friend. Maybe this is a friend that you don't see very often, or you could even be meeting them for the first time. But like, you've known each other for some time. The Knight of Pentacles, I keep hearing like it's been a long time coming. Like, you've been needing to hang out with this person. You've been needing to see this person. And once you get together, it's like things just get better. So whatever fears you have, this person will help alleviate them, because like I said, they're going to talk some sense into you. They're going to remind you who you are. You and this person, you're very similar. And again, it feels more like a friendship. It could be family. But if it is family, it would be like a sibling or like a cousin. Again, a slight age difference, but, or even like experience difference, but it's not going to be that big a deal. I'm not really getting romantic. If it is romantic, this would be like somebody that you see, like friends with benefits, or somebody that you see casually. Because I'm not getting, you know how you have certain friends that you don't, how do I say this? Because it's not that you don't talk about deep feelings or anything like that. It's more like, you prioritize having fun and doing cool, fun things over your emotions. And that's not to say that you don't talk about them. I feel like you're both just very positive energy all over here. We also have the Two of Cups, which is funny because I feel like a lot of people for this month, and even like in other readings, they haven't been getting this kind of emotional satisfaction that you've been getting. So you are definitely hanging out with people that you love, trust, and vibe with. There's a combination here of earth and fire. So maybe you and or this person have both earth and fire in your chart. Or it could be on that fire, earth, no wait. Yeah, the fire, earth cusp here. So let's go ahead and get love and relationships, because I feel like this is already talking about your friendships, but I want to see more specifically. Yeah, you could be getting together and doing fun things. This could be like you're meeting up at a place, like a specific party, maybe a convention. I do see this a lot with convention, like people who go to conventions that aren't in their state. They meet up with people who, again, on their vibe tribe. So let's get your romantic and friendship cards. We have the Page of Swords. You're finding out about something. Knight of Pentacles, the Hermit reverse, the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. Somebody's finally over somebody, or somebody has moved on. This could be you. I feel like if you've been stuck on somebody from your past, or if you've had trouble getting over somebody, you're finally moving on, or you're finally like being open and willing to dating other people without strings attached or without the baggage. You know, when you date somebody but you can tell that they're still stuck on somebody else, or you may be going out and maybe in the past you were still thinking about your ex. You're not doing that anymore, pile 3. I feel like finally, for whatever reason, you're releasing people from your past and they're no longer bothering you. Back of the deck, Ace of Cups reversed. That said, you're still keeping your options open. Death reversed, and Three of Cups. Yeah, it's kind of like you're no longer bringing them up to your friends, and maybe your friends are even saying this, like, and you know how you have those friends that whenever you hang out with them, they're still talking about their ex, or they're wondering about their ex, or You know, it's like that's not going to be a topic of discussion anymore. Finally, it could be with this person that you're meeting up with. Maybe they're going to point out, it's like, hey, I'm proud of you for not bringing up your ex or this person from your past that you were kind of stuck on, that you were hung up on. I feel like you're healthily moving towards being more emotionally available for other romantic prospects, if that's what you want. That said, I still feel like a lot of you are going to be happy living the single life for some time, just to be in tune with yourself. I feel like you're having a lot of fun with friends. I feel like you're having a lot of fun with other endeavors. And maybe you're still not 100% on board trusting other people, especially new people. But I feel like you're finally over somebody or something. There is gossip here about people that either could be into you or people from your past. Maybe if you do hear about your ex, you're not going to be derailed. You're not going to be, what's the word? You're not going to be crashing out over it anymore, or like hearing about people from your past isn't going to bother you. And or you could find out that somebody has a crush on you, but you're not really going to like pursue it, or maybe you're waiting for them to come around. If anything, it's just going to boost your ego, but you're not sweating your romantic life here. I feel like you're focusing on you and what makes you happy. Really great positive energy here, pile 3. Let's go ahead and get your career and finance. It's funny, it almost feels like all that fearful energy that was happening in the oracles is nowhere near to be seen here, because this feels like I'm reading an entirely different person. So whatever fears you may have, you may just keep to yourself, or they could be like blasted out of the water as soon as you get with your people. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Lovers. We have the 10 of Wands reversed. And we have the 10 of Cups. So good news and bad news. Back of the deck is the 6 of Swords reversed. Good news and bad news. The good news, you're going to be doing great in your work. Your finances are going to be set. You're going to be budgeting. You're doing great at work. Work is fine. There's actually nothing crazy going on this month. Maybe some of you aren't even spending that much time at work, and that's why you're okay with it. For those of you who are lucky enough to get like a paid vacation, I feel like this could be the month for that. The bad news is also it's not going to be as hard. Like whatever you have going on at work, I feel like the job or the workload is lessening, so it's going to be easy. Even if you're not going anywhere, even if you're staying there, it's going to be easy. Work is fine. The bad news is you're going to find out there's people that you can't trust, or there's going to be a falling out of like 2 key people. Maybe they're both people that you work with and you have to be a middleman. And or somebody could be keeping something a secret from you that could impact the way you view your coworkers, specifically the coworker that you are the closest to. I feel like you're going to find out something about them, or somebody may try to come between the both of you, or somebody could be spreading some gossip about you. I feel like when it comes to communication, it's not the best at work. Some of it is malicious, some of it isn't. But you're definitely seeing certain people or a certain person in a new light. I feel like this started back in Gemini season as well with the Lovers here, because the Lovers makes me think of Gemini. But the Lovers, it's not always necessarily like a romantic couple, though if you work with one, maybe their falling out could be impacting everybody. This could also be like 2 friends that are like, you know, they're just the closest people. It's like 2 best friends who work together, or 2 best work friends, you know, like one can't live without the other. They just have like a thing going on here. I feel like they could have a falling out that is affecting everybody, because what's underneath this, yeah, it's like the demise of a very fruitful relationship. I doubt this is yours. It could be, and you will know who you are. But for some of you, this could be somebody else. This would be like 2 best friends who are no longer friends because everybody's seeing their fallout due to ambition, or due to one throwing one under the bus. It's unfortunate. This came up in another reading, by the way. So I don't know if this is like worldwide, everybody's kind of experiencing something similar to this, or if it's just like similar people choosing similar piles. Somebody here though isn't going anywhere. Some of you thought somebody would be going somewhere. I feel like they're staying put. So if somebody was supposed to be transferred, they're going to stay a little bit longer. Or somebody is going to be forced to stay somewhere even if they don't get along with somebody. So that could be affecting them. I feel like you're having to see this. Hopefully this isn't you directly, pile 3, though it could be. You will know who you are. But overall, the workplace is fine. You're being paid sufficiently. You're budgeting sufficiently. You're actually having a great time with your schedule or the people around you. And I feel like the workload is just less. Maybe it's the slow season for your company, so you're able to like clock in and not absolutely be drained by the end of your shift. So whichever makes more sense here. But overall, very positive energy, which is kind of odd because I was looking at the oracles like, oh, I hope this isn't a bad month. I don't think it is. If anything, you're seeing how far you've come and you're embracing anything that is going to bring you any sort of fun here. So let's move on to your closing advice. I feel like especially Leo season, towards Leo season, you're going to be feeling way better. Pile 3. Did I call you pile 1? I meant to call you pile 3. Okay, we have, I don't need to have a positive attitude all the time. Yeah, for some of you, maybe you're okay with having your fears get the best of you from time to time to remind you to remain grounded or to remind you to remain vigilant. I feel like some of you get a healthy dose of cynicism every now and then, but you don't let it take over, or you make sure to pull back whenever you see you're going off the deep end. But staying positive all the time could feel a little bit fake for some of you. We have, it's never too late to start over. Yeah, some of you, you're starting over. I was getting that especially with like your romance here. Maybe some of you, you're starting over in how you view romantic relationships, if at all. I feel like you're not overly concerned with that, but if you must focus on it, that's how you're viewing it. And then we have, even when I am struggling, there is undeniable magic that exists within me. Again, it's like you're calling back to yourself the most magical and spiritual aspects of yourself. Reminding yourself that you're more than just skin, bones, and a brain. You're also a soul. You're also a heart. And then back of the deck, look in the mirror and say, you are beautiful. That means the most coming from you. Oh my gosh, pile 3. I am sending you so much love. This confidence, this renewed confidence, and this renewed zest for life is going to be amazing. I hope you have a very beautiful and fun July, but this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the selenite heart, then we have a reading here for you for the month of July 2025. This is one of those piles that I'm doing in the middle of the night because I have a little bit of sleeplessness. So some of you could be staying up later this July. Some of you could have a little bit of sleeplessness, insomnia, what have you. If this is already something you do, then you know this might be you. But for some of you, this could be something that you could be dealing with when you typically don't. So let's start with the cards you chose. You actually got 2 cards, and then we're going to go into the oracles to get the overall themes and messages for the month. And then we're going to go into the tarot with your general love, relationship, and finance / career. So we've got the Page of Swords and the 8 of Swords. You're cutting through the bull crap. You are cutting through all the things that you either have refused to see or blinding yourself to, all the lies you were willing to believe. I feel like for a lot of you, if it's kind of like you already figured that something was going on, but you're getting confirmation this month, or you're refusing to be blind to certain things here. Because it's almost like this little page is using his sword to cut that blindfold open and allowing the other one to see things here. So for a lot of you, there could be some sort of wake-up call or an awakening for you this July regarding some sort of matter. It all depends on what the situation is. But let's go ahead and get your cards. We have your past supports your future. Yeah, you're looking to your past and what happened in the past and how that's affecting your future. How that's affecting your present moment as well. But I feel like, again, if you were able to forgive or overlook certain things in the past, you're no longer doing that. We have cloud scrying, number 6. Be still, for it's in the act of patience that guidance is met with clarity. Yeah, it's almost like some of you are coming into clarity about something or a situation. It's like you're seeing something through a different lens and recognizing that maybe something that happened in the past wasn't okay, or maybe you're preventing something from the past from repeating itself. We have threatened. Yeah, it's kind of like you wisen up. Like, let's say you didn't know how to perceive a threat in the past. Well, because you've already gone through it, now you do, and now you're better at picking up certain things. Maybe this could be for some of you some sort of scam that you fell for in the past that you didn't recognize was a thing, but now you wisened up, you know better. We also have caution and magic. I feel like your intuition is supporting you in this very thing. And there is kind of a theory that the only reason some people are very empathic and or intuitive is as a form of self-protection, self-defense. It's a defense mechanism from having grown up in environments or living in environments that weren't really, the healthiest. Some of the most empathic people have also been the people who've gone through the most trauma for that very reason. So maybe some of you, I don't think it's that severe. I mean, it all depends on your background and what you've been through, pile 4. But for a lot of you, this could be something a little bit more simple. I don't feel like it runs that deep. Maybe it does for some of you. Again, it all depends. But for some of you, this is something a little bit like on a smaller scale or on a more, on a less severe scale. Let's put it that way. We have recharge. We have courage. And we have struggle. It's like you're taking a rest to see another day. I don't know what it is that you're going through, pile 4. I don't think it even has to be that. Again, I feel like it's not that severe, but maybe for you, because this is your first time dealing with something like this, I feel like it is kind of a bigger deal than to most people. And again, I'm not trying to minimize whatever you're going through, but maybe some people have criticized you for this, or maybe you feel like you're being criticized. I'll use an example. I live in the US, and here, people start to learn how to drive in their teens. I didn't learn how to drive till I was well into my 20s. And I felt very criticized for that, because to a lot of people, driving a car is no big deal. But to me, it was very overly stimulating. I was I was the kind of person who didn't like to perform. Like, I was very smart, but I didn't like to perform the things that I knew. Like, I had that, I forget what it's called. There's a term for it. But performance issues were a thing with me, and that especially came to a car. So I didn't get my driver's license until I was, I think, 22, 23. And to a lot of people, I remember being judged. I remember being at the DMV, and the guy behind the desk, he was like, yeah, you've had enough time to learn how to drive. And I'm like, you don't know me. You don't know what I go through. You don't know, just the way I felt so judged by him when I was getting my first driver's license. I didn't say anything because I was, at the time, I just kept my mouth shut. But I remember thinking, like, how dare he judge me? So I'm getting something similar like that for you here, pile 4. Again, I feel like whatever you're going through, people may not think it's a big deal, but it's a big deal to you. And I think that's all that matters, because everybody experiences things very differently, and I'm very proud of you, because I can tell that it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of maturity or strength, really, to be able to understand that you have to go through this, and you're gonna have to take it one step at a time, one moment at a time. But again, your intuition is helping you here, because your past supports your future. Something that you've already done is going to help you out in the long run here. I do see a lot of you taking an overabundance of caution. Again, don't feel any type of way, don't feel judged by people. Who cares what they think? You take the steps and precautions that you need to take in order to make yourself feel safe, or to be safe, because everybody's experiences are very different. I do feel like you're getting a lot of divine guidance, though. I'm getting that very strongly. Even if you're typically not very psychic or intuitive, I feel like it's coming through for you this month. Maybe some of you get very in tune with your intuition during this time of the year. I would look to your Neptune or your Jupiter, especially if it's in the signs of Cancer or Leo, or anything that positively aspects those two signs. So with that said, Is there anything else here? Recharging does let me think, take as many breaks as you need. Whatever this is, take as many breaks, step away from it as much as you need to. Take it step by step. This is your own pacing and nobody else's. Maybe some of you have just in the past have decided to go along with somebody's idea of how fast or slow you should be moving in a particular endeavor, but now you know better and you know how to take your own steps here. I remember that being a big thing for me growing up. I didn't learn the way a lot of kids learned because I had to juggle, among other things, two languages in my head, and now that I'm older, I know how I learn. So if I need to learn something, I take it at my own pace and nobody else's. And I even let people know, it's like, hey, this is the best way I learn. This is how I intake information. This is how I do this and that. Because everybody does their thing differently. So don't be afraid to express how you need your needs met here, Pile 4. You're definitely standing up for yourself this month, and I'm very proud of you. Absolutely proud of you, because I can tell that you were not always in this energy. I can tell that you've grown a lot. You've overcome a lot. So let's go ahead and get your tarot. So we're going to start with the general reading with the Pause Tarot. So for my pile 4, we have the Queen of Swords. I'm hearing disagreements, or either two people not seeing things at the same way. You're not seeing eye to eye, or you're having to deal with somebody who is rather stubborn in their perspective and their ideas. Yeah, 9 of Wands, defensiveness, King of Pentacles. Whoever is the more stable person is going to be the one who ends up winning here. If we were to see this as a competition or like one of those, a struggle where somebody has to be the winner. Because I feel like this is one of those situations where there can only be one right or one wrong, which maybe is a perspective that you want to shake off as well. But when it comes to this person or this situation, it's like somebody here has to be in control, which I personally don't like. I feel like it doesn't have to be this way, but with this person and or this situation, it has to be. Otherwise, things won't go the way they need to. So maybe you're reluctantly needing to like put somebody in their place. Whoever has the stronger earth energy, whoever is more stable, whoever is more secure in what they have, and in some cases, maybe even whoever has the more resources, the more money, is going to be the one who ends up winning out or has the final say, which is very interesting. We have the 3 of Wands and the King of Wands. Okay, so you're getting reinforcements this month from either people or energies, maybe spirit guides. I feel like you're going to get the support, very masculine support as well with the Kings, because the only Queen card here is reversed. So this could be somebody who, the Queen of Swords reversed, could be somebody who talks negatively, gossips a lot. Whenever they talk trash. Or they could be rather sneaky. It's just not positive energy. This is like very toxic behavior. Specifically toxic words. Maybe this person just has nothing good to say. But I see you standing your ground against them. Not only that, but like you have the receipts, you have proof, you have evidence on your side, concrete. Not only that, but you put your money where your mouth is. You're doing exactly what you tell this person what you're doing, and it's like they can't hold that against you. This would be like somebody accusing you of doing XYZ, but then you go out of your way to prove them wrong by doing the very thing that they said that you wouldn't do. And that kind of shuts them up. So if you have a little bit of a verbal bully or a bully in general, I feel like this month you're not putting up with them, and again, you're walking the talk. You're showing them exactly why it is that they can't argue with you, or why they can't discredit you. This person, I'm not sure who it is, but they have nothing but like criticism. Like they're very critical, or they have nothing but negative things to say about you. 6 of Wands, and you're going to be victorious. Again, it doesn't have to be like, I feel like a lot of you don't want conflict and you don't want to fight, but if this person keeps running their mouth, or if this person just keeps like berating you or whatever it is, I feel like you've had enough and you're kind of done with it. You're taking it to whoever is going to help you out. Like, for example, if this is the workplace, if you keep getting that coworker who does nothing but talk trash, I think you're finally taking it to the office, to HR, to your boss, whomever, and they're going to be on your side because I feel like you're doing it right. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're dealing with a difficult person, but it ends up working out in your favor, oddly enough, because you don't mess with that. Like, you're not here to, you're not putting up with whatever this person has to bring you. And it's unfortunate that they have to be that way. Okay, let's move on to romance and relationships and friendships. So relationships in general, what's going on for you, pile 4? Yeah, if this is a work situation, your boss has the final say. Your boss would be somebody in King of Pentacles or King of Wands energy, regardless of their gender, by the way. This is just because of the authority they have. Okay, so we have the 4 of Pentacles. I think this wanted to come up out, right? You're letting go of something when it comes to your relationships. We have the 10 of Cups reversed as well. There's like certain ideals or certain I feel, let me get the rest of your cards because I understand what this is. For some of you, this could be a separation, but you saw it coming, or this could even be friends that, you know, you're no longer going to be talking to. King of Pentacles again. Interesting. And 6 of Pentacles again. Back of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Interesting. 2 things. I'm going to explain this 2 ways because for some of you, this first scenario could have something to do with the second one, and for some of you, it has nothing to do with it. So the first scenario where it has nothing to do with this top person. Some of you are letting go of a relationship, or you're letting go of certain ideals. It's like your idea of a happily ever after, or maybe your ideas on like marriage, commitment, etc. haven't really been serving you. And oddly enough, as soon as you release that and even mourn the part of yourself that wanted that, or even mourn the idea of that, somebody comes in to help you out. Somebody who is either like a really good friend, or somebody who is like a really suitable love connection. Like, this person could be somebody that could commit to you. I feel like it's not going to be right away, but you see their potential, they see your potential, because they're very attracted to you, very physically drawn to you, the magnetic pull that, like, they're just attracted to you on every level. So I feel like some of you could be processing a heartbreak, but in that journey, you're attracting somebody else that I feel like you're not even witnessing, or sorry, that you're not even noticing right away, but they are witnessing what you're going through. So they give you your space until you're ready. For some of you, not all, but for some of you, if this person who is hating on you has anything to do with this love connection down here, I feel like it could be an ex of this person. It could be somebody who also wanted this person's attention. It could be somebody who's hating on you because maybe this person wanted their attention, but they rejected it for you, or they're seeing that they're going after you and now they're hating on you. It gets a little messy when I interpret it that way, but I am getting that for a select few of you, that is what's happening. And this person is completely rejecting this other person and they're just putting them in their place. Because the King of Pentacles could actually be the same person here. Not only that, but they're noticing, like, people are noticing that you and this person would make really great counterparts with the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands here. That's going to be a very select few of you. Like I said, it gets a little messy if I interpret it that way, but I got to read what I see. And then for others of you, if you're already with a person, if you already have your person, you're already committed, you're already married, etc., this is letting go of a dream that you both had. Maybe you both had plans to do something, to buy a house, start a family, go on a vacation. And again, you let that go and you make plans for something better. Like, you start saving up for, maybe you can't go on vacation this year, but you'll go on vacation next year. Maybe you won't have the ability to create a family this year, but you'll do it next time. Or, you know, it's like you're mourning something that you were planning together, and then you start something new, something that might even be more That makes more sense in the long run because we do have earth energy here. Not only that, but your person wants to make sure that you're happy here with the Queen of Wands. Yeah, and this is going to be something new. The Fool, King of Swords. Yeah, you're thinking it through a lot more clearly. Yeah, like nothing but great stuff is happening in your love life here, pile 4. And let's move on to the last part, which is going to be career and finances. For some of you, this Queen of Swords could also be like, I'm getting a little bit of a mother figure. So it could be mother, mother-in-law, because I am associating it with feminine energy. It doesn't have to be a woman, but for some of you, it could be a mother-like figure. And then for career and finance, 2 of Cups reversed. Something's happening in the workplace for sure. Like I feel like you and somebody have a falling out. Again, it could be this Queen of Swords. If it's not in the romantic sense, I feel like it's going to be in the work sense. Because this is somebody that you have to deal with, or it could be family. Because I feel like this wouldn't get out of hand if it was somebody that you were friends with or that you only saw every now and then. This has to be somebody that you're like forced to deal with. 6 of Wands reversed. Page of Cups reversed. You're really not trusting people at work is what I'm seeing. Or even if you do great things at work, it's like you're not trusting. It's like you're not telling anybody about your wins. So even if you're being given like a specific project, or if you're being given like a raise or a position, you're not telling anybody anything. Because I feel like you're treading a little lightly at work. You don't want to get caught up in things. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. And, oh, okay. King of Wands. Back of the deck. 9 of Swords. So the good news is like, you might be overthinking certain things at work. I think some of you are assuming the worst. And for good reason. I feel like it's not the time to be telling everybody your whole business at work. It's also not the time to be trusting certain people, especially either newer or younger or less experienced people. I feel like in the workspace, things are about to get shaken up a lot. There's this King of Wands energy here. Again, this is somebody that you don't trust. I feel like it's different from this King of Wands up here because I'm aware that it's showing up again. But I feel like you can't trust anything. So it doesn't matter what people are promising you, what is being said, unless you have documentation, unless there's a paper that has been signed or emails that you can use to back this up. Don't trust what anybody else is saying. Don't trust what anybody is telling you, and definitely don't tell anybody what's going on. I feel like there's either a shakeup or somebody could be in a mood. Maybe some of you deal with, for example, management that every now and then they just go through like some crazy stuff. And I feel like, honestly, I'm getting a little bit of trauma in the workplace. So again, just be careful with what you say. Be careful with who you associate with as well. Like if you want to talk to your coworkers, it might be safer to talk to them outside of the workplace or out of the eye of like everybody else. So definitely stick to like, you know, I'm even afraid of saying text messaging because I feel like some of you may not want to get the screenshots of what is being said or not said. So for a lot of you, just be careful with who you're trusting in the workplace. I feel like it's every man for themselves. And I think you shouldn't take it personally either. I feel like a lot of people are trying to pull lots of strings or trying to control the situation when really it's a little bit all over the place. And especially if you work for like a bigger corporation, I just learned, you know, in my many years of working for companies, to not take anything personally. Sometimes they make a decision in a split second and it affects everybody, and it creates a domino effect of like how people react. Even if you're friends with somebody at work, I feel like it's not, if they're true friends, if this is somebody that you truly connect with on like a soul, emotional, deep level, it shouldn't, like, I wouldn't fall out with them over a career like this or over something like this. It's just, I feel like this is out of everybody's control, because the King of Wands is somebody who loves to be in control. When it's reversed, it's tyranny. It's tyranny either because they know they messed up or because they're going through something, maybe something emotional or something that, you know, their higher ups have been telling them to do. Something along those lines. But with that said, don't sweat the small stuff. Just don't take it personally. I feel like if you don't take it personally, you'll be doing just fine. But yeah, don't believe anybody. Don't tell anybody anything unless you got the papers, and even then, don't show that to anybody except people who need to see it. So yeah, that's all we got for the month of July. Yeah, the workplace for a lot of you. If you don't work or if you don't have a job like that, this could have to do with your finances. Again, don't tell people about your finances. Don't show them your receipt. Like people don't have to know your business. People don't have to know about where, you know, how much you're spending, how much you're making, unless it's your banker or your financial advisor. Like it's not their business. Pile 4. So let's move on to some closing advice. All I can say is the month of July is going to be quite interesting because a lot of the piles have had similar energies where like stuff is just, it's the drama. I mean, it's Cancer and Leo season. It's going to bring the drama, right? No offense to any Cancers or Leos, but in general, the stereotype is that they're prone to drama. Okay, so pile 4, we have my pain can be transformed, my trauma can be transformed, my anger can be transformed. So I see you transforming and transmuting a lot of energy here. And you might need to just because of like all the stuff that's going on this month for you, pile 4. I am unlearning and letting go of harmful thinking patterns. Absolutely. It's like you're letting go of that which doesn't serve you. You're learning from the last time you did something. You're just getting better and better this month at a lot of things. And I am willing and excited to grow and learn. And you're embracing this with such positivity. It's like, yeah, maybe you messed up in the past, but you're not going to mess up this time around. Not only that, but you're willing to take things on. You're stepping up for yourself. You're not dealing with anything that is going to derail you, lower your vibration, just, you know, put you in an energy or space that you don't want to be in. You are getting better and better every day. And back of the deck, I am allowed to feel the emotions moving through me, and I am allowed to let go of them when I am ready. And some of you may want to sit with your emotions for a minute. Some of you could have things like a moon in Taurus. I know is really good at this. I've known a lot of moon in Tauruses where they will sit with their emotions for some time to truly process it and to really feel them and, you know, make sense of it. But when the time is right, you also are going to let go or release or let it go or forgive or whatever it is that you need to transmute here. But this is where I leave it, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.